I was about 11, 12 when I went on stage as an actor.
Okay.
And that was a very different feeling to me, which I couldn't as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old really describe.
Yeah.
But I had not felt like that ever before. I am very privileged to have worked with Irrfan sir and Kajol and Abhay. Abhay is a dear friend.
Your cup song has become so famous.
Yes.
It's viral.
I learned it from a YouTube tutorial. I learned how to play the cups. And then one afternoon, this was also now many years after that.
Yeah.
I just decided that, I should just like play it and sing a song on it, with the beats.
Yeah.
So it was literally that. Hi, I'm Mithila Palkar and you're watching me on midday.com.
We are sitting with Mithila Palkar today, and I'm here, Surbi Jain, on Midday, and thank you for joining us today at Midday. You don't need any introduction. I think everybody who sees you will be like, oh my god, again, finally we get a view of her. Talking about your acting career, right? You started as a child in a school drama, right? And you were a nerd is what I've read about. You've accepted that, okay, I was a nerd.
I wouldn't call myself a nerd really, but I was sincere because all the extracurricular activities that I did, I could only do them if I scored well. That was my deal with my grandfather.
Okay.
So then I had to score well. And it's not that I did very badly in general with my studies, but that was never my place of interest. But wo karna pada because it's like, if I don't get 85%, that's it. All my other activities would have...
So that was your thought, okay, I have to score this much, only then I'll be able to do all of these activities.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, my grandfather was very clear about education. Okay, wo chodna nahi hai. You have to complete your graduation at least. Like, don't drop out of school, don't drop out of college. Like, that was his thing for all of us. So, obviously, it was then applied to me. I'm the youngest in the I was the last person he brought up in the family. So that was his thing. Okay? Do whatever you need to do, but you focus on your studies at the same time. Like, don't do that instead of something else, or like instead of studies I'll do this. Like, that is not the exchange offer. You have to be good at your studies and you have to be good at everything else also that you do.
But then how did you decide that you have to get into acting only, or was it just by some fluke that no, I've got this chance, so let me try?
No, it definitely wasn't fluke because I always knew that this is what I wanted to do. I went on stage for the first time. I had been on stage before that, like when I would live with my parents, we used to have a lot of Ganpati, Mandal related things. So there used to be lots of competition, fancy dress competition, dance competition, and I used to be very active in all of those. So I have been on stage, but when I really understood and I have always enjoyed it. But I was about 11, 12 when I went on stage as an actor.
Okay.
And that was a very different feeling to me, which I couldn't as an 11-year-old, 12-year-old really describe. But I had not felt like that ever before. And I was like, okay, I guess this is it. This is what I want to do. But again, I also as a 12-year-old, I didn't take myself seriously. Nobody else would either. This is okay. You're in school. You have lots of extracurricular activities. Be part of them. Participate in everything. And that's it. Then after 10th, you're out of school and you focus on career. And career is not this. Like these are hobbies essentially, right? So I try to go away from it, but I feel like it found me somewhere. So it was definitely not by fluke. I decided to be around theatre, so I volunteered at a theatre festival. I started auditioning. So there was intent. There was never like, oh, oops, it happened, so I'll do it.
Okay, well now you've come a long way, You've given such good hit movies, such great series that it has become a cult, if I can call it. And you worked with great actors as well. Irrfan sir, then
Abhay, Deol,
Kajol.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
How does that feel like? Did you see that coming? Were you like do you think that you have achieved what you thought that you would want to? Do you feel good about yourself in that way?
Yes, I feel like I'm happy. I feel like I'm content. Exactly, that's the right word. Because I feel like as an actor, this is your dream, to be working with people that you have grown up watching or have looked up to. And I am very privileged to have worked with Irrfan sir and Kajol and Abhay. Abhay is a dear friend. With Kajol, it was so fun to be on set. Like, her energy is so infectious, and I mean, she's a reigning queen of the 90s, and I am a 90s kid. So to have her standing right next to me but playing my mother, like, I have to now be a co-actor, was another feeling. But she made it really easy, and her laughter is so infectious that there's nothing else that you can do but to just like give in to her presence. So it was great. And Irrfan sir, what can I even say? Like, I was in awe. I took a good 10 to 12 days to just get used to the fact that
you're shooting with him,
that I am his co-actor, that I cannot laugh.
You're legit privileged for that, you know. It's going to be there for life.
That is true. Like, that's just any actor's dream, to be working with legends. And
of course.
Oh, if I'm not working, then I prefer spending it with my grandmother still. Like, even though I don't live with her, I don't live too far away from her. So, I'm usually found in her house. And then once I'm there, I'm fully pampered. This is a no work day. So I'm at her house. My favorite thing to do in her house is to sit on the swing, plug in my earphones, listen to music, and then eat great food, nap, listen to more music. A lot of my days, they will always have music.
Yeah.
Whether it's playing in the background, whether I'm singing it, or I'm deliberately sitting on the swing with my earphones plugged in. So that is a normal day. Of course, there is workout involved then, because if I'm not working this time, there is that. So there is no schedule as such. But these are the things that I enjoy doing: working out, napping, sitting on the swing, chatting with my grandmother.
So you're a sleep person. You enjoy sleep.
Yes, absolutely. If I'm not working, you will find me napping or just like in bed.
Well, you know, talking about music, your cup song has become so famous.
Yes.
It's viral. How did that happen? How did you learn it? What's the story behind it?
Story is that it was a summer vacation thing. I was in college. The first time I actually learnt it was in my 12th standard vacations. Okay, and I
boards
was
के पहले?
हाँ, boards के पहले 12th standard हो चुका था. और फिर वो लंबी वाली जो छुट्टी होती है कि अभी इसके बाद क्या, वो वाली जो छुट्टी होती है, उस छुट्टी में I was visiting my sister who lives in the US, and she was at work and I was at home alone, and I was like, okay, this is very intriguing, I want to learn this. So I learned it from a YouTube tutorial. I learned how to play the cups. And then one afternoon, this was also now many years after that. I just decided that, I should just like play it and sing a song on it, with the beats. So it was literally that thought, literally. Like, I'm also grateful that all my school friends, my closest friends I've grown up with, are literally 5 minutes away from my house, from where my nani nana stay. So we are at a walking distance. So I just called a friend up. Again, it was a holiday afternoon. I called her up. She was there and willing to help me. And then I just went over, sat in her house, recorded it and put it up. So there was no like recording the song or a plan or anything. I think just before that, the filter copy videos had gone viral. The ones with Dhruv and I did. And after that, I had started my page on Facebook, a public page. So I said, okay, abhi page banaya hai, I'll make some content for it. And I'm not very regular. Everybody now who follows me knows that like I'm not sitting and making content every day. But that time I was like, okay, there is time, let me do it. So I just generally sang that song and I said, okay, now I've made the song, so let me, might as well just put it up. That's content. And then I put it up, and it was literally that thought. There was no thought
it went so huge. Did you even imagine that coming? Oh my God, ye kya ho gaya?
Not at all, not at all. You have no idea how really it was such a pleasant surprise, because I remember it was 11th March 2016, because now I can't forget it. It was like such a significant day that it was 11th March 2016, 9 p.m. And immediately my Facebook started hanging, the app, because there were so many notifications, and I hadn't imagined what I couldn't have imagined what was happening. So I was wondering, why is the app not working the way it usually works? And it got picked up by, not publish, but like basically magazines and newspapers and I think the next Scoop Whoop and all of those, like, Pink Villa, Scoop Whoop, ye wo. Then so many people that I really adore started sharing it. So Anand Kirkire, Vicky Kaushal, Imtiaz Ali, to name a few. And I was like, what is going on? Like, it was just beyond my comprehension. I remember the next morning, I was visiting a friend's daughter's, I was at a friend's daughter's performance, kuch tha, gathering or something. And I got a call saying that they were a news agency and they wanted to come over and interview me and click my photos, and that had never happened before in my life. So I said, what is going on? This is just such a new feeling. So when I made the song, there was no thought of like, oh, now I'm going to make this happen with it. I just sang and I put it up, and people loved it and loved me, and I'm ever so grateful for it.
Wow, that's a revelation. Like, you remember the date and time as
because it's so special now. Like, it's just suddenly like such a significant, all of those digits are so significant in my memory.
Well, I mean, that's actually mind-boggling, like how it worked out. But coming from there, talking about little things again, do you think that the viewers can expect you to be coming on a series like that again?
Oh yeah,
what are
of
the projects
course.
like?
Of course, I am not close to doing good content is where you'll find me. If there's good content coming my way, good people are making it, I'll be part of it. If it's a story I want to tell as an actor, I will be part of it. So yeah, sure, if it's a compelling series, a story that I want to be part of and a story I want to tell, I'm there. So little things is not happening. If that's what you're trying to slyly ask me, then it's not happening. The show is done.
But what are the other projects like, if you want to talk about it?
Unfortunately, there is not much I can talk about the projects that but there's one project that I definitely can mention. It's a film called Irrfan. And in the Geo Studios slates that they announced, that's a film that has been announced on it. So I can just subtly plug it in that you might want to look out for.
Well, good luck on that. Also I'll ask a very, very hardcore question, in the sense that, it's absolutely not related to your career. But, as a woman in India, you reach that age where, you will be expecting, oh, when is she getting married? She's 30. Alia Bhatt got married at 27. She has a kid. What are your plans like when it comes to getting married?
There is no plan per se. I feel like if I meet someone and when I have, like whenever I meet someone and then someone and I decide to get married, everybody will know. There is no timeline on it.
That's true.
There is no like कि अभी मुझे, and it never was there. It's not about अभी नहीं है because there is nothing really happening on that front. It never was a thought for me कि like शादी was never put on a timeline in my life.
At this point of time,
in that sense कि okay 25 ये 30 ye. That was never really like a concrete part of the plan.
When it has to happen, it will happen.
Yeah, go with the flow is the plan.
Correct.
For
Makes
anything.
But again, talking about crushes and coming from marriages and getting married and crushes, you have a huge fan following, right? Forget about like I mentioned, it's just not divided between male or female, it's both. They have a craze for you. But when it comes to about a guy having a crush, do you remember any instance of any fan crush that you were like, oh my god, I can't believe that this happened?
One of the first few instances, because now it ranges from will you marry me to somebody actually respectfully asking me out in my DMs. Like they word it really well and genuinely respectfully ask, and I appreciate that. But the first instances are a little bit like, ये पहले कभी हुआ नहीं है.
Exactly.
And the fact that you've never met me and you want to just, so it's related to the Cup song only. When the song went viral and people were like writing to me, commenting, DMing, all of that. So I remember in one of my Facebook messages, this guy had written to me saying that I was showing this video to my mother, and
Oh my God.
she asked me if, oh, is she a friend or is she more than a friend? And if she's more than a friend, then we don't mind. And this is the first time that my mother has approved of a girl. I said, wow.
Oh God.
So that was a little bit like.
But what did you
wow.
reply to that?
I don't think I did.
You just like.
It's just very
kya
awkward
bolu
for
main
me.
is it?
Yeah, it's awkward. It's sweet, but awkward.
I mean, probably the guy put it in a very decent manner, but what will you say there? If Karwaan coming to the house, what's the story behind Karwaan happening and you guys coming together?
I was auditioning. I auditioned for it. Nandini Shrikant and Karan Mali were the casting directors, and of course Akash Khurana was the director of the film. And he told me that I'm making this film, but you will get an audition call. And I said, okay, fair enough. So he said, just to make you aware, ye audition dena hai. So I said, haan, theek hai, fine. And like every other audition that I have given so far, that was another audition. Then I got shortlisted. In the shortlist, we did look tests, and then I got selected. And then of course, I mean, to be working with Irrfan sir and Dulquer Salmaan was just like it was like Disneyland for me. That's it, because I'm just like, I was just in awe of the artists that I was working with. And Akash has a very fun like energy on set, in the sense of like you will never feel, not that ever my projects have felt like a chore to me, because I absolutely love what I'm doing, but Akash can make anybody feel at home anywhere. Like that is his thing. And you know, as the director, usually they are the captains of the ship, right? So they are running the set in that sense. Their energy runs the set energy. So that really helped, because it was the first time, and this is again not film related essentially, because I just said it was amazing to be working with two amazing artists from our country. I had never stayed away from my family for more than like 2-3 days ever before, because all my schooling, my college and everything happened in Mumbai. So that was the first time in my life that I was away for a month. So it felt like boarding school. That was really like I would look forward to going to. So for a month I'm not at home. I'm like, we go back to the hotel, and then everybody would come together in Akash's room or wherever in the common areas, and like eat food together and just, you know, have a good time, go back, kind of a thing. So in terms of that experience also, it was fun because it was the first. And what to even say about DQ and Irrfan sir, right? Because we've all watched their work, we've all looked up to them. DQ, I met for the first time, obviously. Both of them I met for the first time, but sir I met on set, and DQ I met before that. And I tried to watch OK Kanmani, and my internet glitched. Just before I met him, I said, okay, I want to be aware of obviously his work. And it glitched, and I was like, okay, now it's really late in the night, and I'm not a late night person, I'll just sleep. And then the next day was busy, so I couldn't watch it. So if I would not have known who DQ Salmaan is, I would have never known him, because he's such a humble, such a like, I entered the room, everybody was there, and he was just like in his cap, jeans, t-shirt, sitting there doing his own thing. So you will never, like, that is how human he is. So that was easy to get along with him. And Irrfan sir is Irrfan. My first dialogue on the set was to him. Like my first scene was with him, and I had no idea what I was supposed to feel and do. But it was great. It was great. It was the most special experience ever.
Thank you for joining us today, and it was great having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.